first.
Okay.
Hi, I'm back. I'm Dawn Reese, and you are?
My name is Thomas Veretti. I am a film director of I'm the Bluebird, which is playing at the Sunscreen Film Festival.
Right. How did you feel when you found out you were selected, when you got that letter?
It's a fantastic feeling. I mean, it's. I live in LA though, so at the same time, it's. Wait a second. How am I going to get over there and afford that when I'm?
They didn't fly you in?
No, they didn't fly me in. No.
Yeah. Oh, well, but that's cool because look at all the people you're meeting here.
No, absolutely. I mean, the networking opportunities are fantastic. Exactly. So, just to be able to screen my film and it be in competition and, see a bunch of people watch it in the big screen, it's fantastic.
That's an awesome feeling. How many times have you submitted your film to different film festivals?
About 20.
About 20.
Yeah.
So, did they all accept you, or how did you do that?
No, I mean, like you get accepted. Like it takes like months before you find out. Like you accept, and we try to do the early bird deadlines always because the later you submit a film, the less likely you are to get in to the festival. So, because they already make their selections, as soon as they see a film that they want, they'll put it in there regardless of when they receive it.
Exactly.
So you want to get your film in as early as you possibly can. So we're still waiting to hear back from a lot. Some, we've gotten denied from some. We've been accepted by some. So it just depends on.
You just get it out there. What would you like to tell other filmmakers? These kids are in school that I'm interviewing, and my school is called Be Cool, Stay in School with Cool TV and Cool in the Gang.
Okay.
So advice from the heart. Number one, to tell the kids why it's cool to stay in school as a film director.
As a film director, I don't even know where to begin. School is the most important thing as far as I'm concerned because it gives you a grounding for everything. And honestly, I mean, you may think that you don't need, I don't know what grade or,
all ages.
All ages, but I used to think like in high school that I didn't need to know algebra or like calculus or something. And that's true. You may not need to know everything, but it gives you the grounding for your intelligence later in life, your wisdom that you accumulate over the course of your life, and when you're talking with people, you need to be able to talk about multiple things. Like you need to be able to talk about history. You need to know what events like influenced like these artists and these. I mean, especially in my industry. I mean, like you don't know like everything. Everybody's a filmmaker, but you're always talking film. But sometimes you don't want to talk about film, and that's the fact that you don't talk about film. You talk about something else is what gets you the job, or the actor, or the producer, or who. I mean, it just comes down to general knowledge and how important it is to be able to carry on a conversation, and you never know where it's going to take you.
Right. And don't step on people. Treat people how you want to be treated because you never know where that level may be when you may need them.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm a big believer in karma. So.
Oh yeah. Well, my office used to be on Hollywood and Vine in the old Taft Building.
Okay.
I did casting up there for the Jenny Jones Show and a lot of different shows up there. So I miss my LA town.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty new to LA, honestly, but I love it so far, so I can't complain.
I've got a lot of friends up there. I can connect you to the dots up there. They're
Sure, yeah,
other great people. And I have Inquiry Moms Want to Know for the Dawn Reese Show and Cool TV. And before I do, can you say you're watching Dawn Reese Show and Cool TV with Cool and the Gang?
Can I say
Anybody? What? What did she say? You're watching the Dawn Reese Show, like Dawn dishwashing liquid, Reese's peanut butter cups. Dawn Reese and Show.
We're watching the Dawn Reese Show.
Uh-huh.
And Cool TV.
Okay, and take it away. Inquiring moms want to know about their kids in show business. Take it away.
Hey, how are you doing?
Great.
Okay, I guess my number one question would be, how would you advise a parent about going outside the market, especially when you're talking about today's economy and your child being new to the industry? Would you say stay in your market, and if an agency wants to see your child, they're going to contact you?
Honestly, I am not completely familiar with how the child agency stuff works. I don't know what the laws are necessarily about how where you can send them and all that stuff. I mean, my experience with kids has to do with once they're in the room. So what happens before that, I'm not entirely familiar with. So yeah, I mean, I can't really advise you that, except if you do whatever you, if you want your kid to be in something. I guess number one, make sure that they want to do it, because if they don't want to do it and they're forced into it, then it's really bad for the filmmakers.
Right.
Because then they're stuck with a like it's. I mean, there's so many things that can go wrong on a set, and obviously kids are going to want to play and stuff like that. And it's up to the director to, make everyone feel comfortable and focused and everything. But there's an extent that is required by the parents to make sure that they are comfortable doing what they're doing and that they want to be there in the first place.
Awesome. And in the student film industry, is it the same as going out into the actual agencies? Do you guys have the same criteria? Are your boundaries the same? Is it a little bit more lax? Is it a little bit more stringent?
Honestly, like our film wasn't a student film, so I don't. As far as using kids in student films, I don't think it really matters as long as the production is equivalent to. I mean, obviously it's going to be smaller. People probably aren't going to be getting paid, or if they are, they're going to be paid very little. But as far as how it's run, I mean, that's up to you to decide whether or not you want your kid to be in that specific short or student film in the
and
first place.
And do you advise the student films, or are they?
You have to do your research.
Okay.
I mean, you may not be able to like look up somebody and find out everything you want to know, but you can tell when you meet somebody whether or not you think that you want them to be your kids to be working with that person.
Absolutely.
You also have to understand that in like the student world, and I mean even in the feature worlds, my film, like we had some kids in our film that inevitably we ended up cutting them out of the story, not because they were bad. They did a fantastic job. It was just that some things inevitably happen when you're editing the film. You have to cut scenes, and they were part of the subplot, one of the subplots, and we had to cut down the length of the film. So we needed the movie to be under 2 hours, and they made it over 2 hours. So we really had to make some decisions on what to cut out of the film.
Wow. Well, let me ask that question. So when you make a decision to make a cut and say that's the only scene that whether it's a child or an adult, do y'all contact them and let them know, I'm sorry that we're not going to put your scene? Is it kind of uncomfortable for everyone?
Honestly, I mean, it's a little.
What are you doing?
It's a little easier dealing with adults. The kids usually don't. You don't talk to the kids as much as you talk, because the mom. You talk to the parents of the kids.
Okay.
Mostly.
Okay, thank you.
So you talk to the parents of the kids. Like, we cut out the kids from our film, and that wasn't it was one of the regretful things. I mean, you spend all the time casting them. They were excited. We made it rain, and they got to play in the rain. So they have experiences that they got to learn from and everything. But at the end of the day, it's about the movie and what was best for the film.
Awesome.
And usually people understand that regardless of what film or who they are, whether it's the kids or the adults. But usually you're talking to the parents of the kids, and then the parent will be the one to relay that information.
Awesome. Okay, well, it's very nice to meet you, and thank you very much for being on the show and talking with us.
You're welcome.
Okay, now we're going to say that we appreciate you being on the Don Reese Show, and so now you're going to say, how do you want him to say goodbye to the Don Reese Show? And just say your name. I'm on the Don Reese Show and Cool TV.
All right. My name is Thomas Ferretti, director of I'm the Bluebird, and I'm on the Don Reese Show and Cool TV.